At least Connor has the Four Nations trophy. What's up, everybody? Team Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day and welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, I'm doing my final reaction for this year's Stanley Cup final. It has been a great run. It has been a very fun time getting to cover this series with just like tons of great games. Sadly, all good things do come to an end. And here we got a very interesting one to talk about right here. The Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers in Game 6 of this year's Stanley Cup final, winning their second straight championship. I got lots to talk about in terms of the game itself and the reactions of what happened in not just this game, but in this series as a whole for both sides. But before I do have to give the Panthers their flowers. Congratulations to the Florida Panthers on winning their second straight championship. I think they're the third team in the last 25 years to do that, which, like, that's not easy. You know, I know that teams like these Panthers and the Lightning and the Penguins, you know, they make it look easy. It is not easy. So just, again, big congrats to the Panthers organization, the management, the coaching, and, of course, the players who left it all out on the ice. Big congratulations. And to the Oilers fans, look, I'll say this right now. If you were looking for just some kind of comforts in this video, I don't really have that for you. So I'm sorry if that's what you're looking for. What I will say is that, you know, when my Preds went to the Stanley Cup final in 2017, it was such a magical run. It was so great to just be a part of that. Like, I felt like I was really a part of that. And like, me and my dad, we had tons of great memories. We actually went to the Game 4 where we swept the Blackhawks. So we at least went to one of the games where, you know, like the Preds, they went on this great run. And just a lot of great memories were made. So to the Oilers fans out there, I know that they got to be feeling it. But hey, if you came back to the final for the second year in a row, who's to say you can't do it a third time? The Oilers, clearly, they are one of the best teams in this league. Arguably the best team in the Western Conference, if you really get down to it. So Oilers fans, I just encourage y'all to, you know, keep your heads held high. It was a great season. It was another great run. And I know in my heart, and I know that all of you know, that Connor McDavid, he will win a Stanley Cup one day. Will it be with the Oilers? I don't know. All right, so let's talk about the game itself. First period. You know, I don't know why Bettman, I don't know why he insists on having the same script for every single game now. It feels like it's the same formula where the Oilers, they come out red hot, they get all these shots, and then the Panthers, they just turn it up, and then that's it. Right here, right off the bat, Edmonton, once again, they come out flying. They get the first 4 shots. And once again, they fooled me. These Oilers, they did a great job in making me fall for the Cinderella-ness of their entire playoff run. With all due respect, you know, like, how don't you go all in on these Oilers? You know, tons of their players had a great regular season and also a great run in the playoffs. But as of recently, that's been the formula. That's been the layout of how these games have been. The Oilers start off hot, and then the Panthers just take over. Edmonton has the first 4 shots. And I thought again that, okay, this is where the Oilers do it. This is where they show up. This is where McDavid shows up. Nope. 436, Bouchard, he can't handle Ekholm's pass, which I don't think it looked that hard. It's not like Matthias just slapped that thing. Like, it looked like a pretty good pass. And Sam Reinhart, who I'm going to mention a lot in this video, deservingly so. He had a great game. Right here, he takes that puck and says, yo, I will take that, Sonny. Thank you very much. And then he pulls a Brad Marchand, making everybody miss, including Stuart Skinner. Reinhart scores. Panthers open it up once again. You think they learn? You think that Bouchard, Ekholm, Skinner, whoever, you think that they learn at this point that it's better. It's better to be on the penalty kill. It's better to, let Reinhart take a penalty shot. So at least it's a fair shot for Stuart Skinner. It's one-on-one. If I was an Oilers fan, I would say, I would rather take that all day long than be down 1-0. Because that's been the formula for these Panthers. And we've seen in the playoffs, when they do that, when they open up the scoring, it is so hard for other teams to come back. So, okay, so this is for next year. So, Bouchard, Ekholm, whoever, lay someone out. But it's not my Preds. Anyone but us. Lay anybody out but us. Because I guarantee that the Oilers fans, they would rather have Reinhart be pushed down and go on the penalty kill, or have Reinhart take a penalty shot, rather than being down 1-0 again in this kind of fashion. And then I hate to be blunt, but this is where I knew that the Panthers were going to win. Under a minute left in the first period, Bouchard, he gets pickpocketed by Luostarinen. Evan, my gosh. Come on, dude. I mean, jeez. So Luostarinen, he skates down and he finds Matthew Tkachuk, and he scores to double the Panthers' lead. And again, I'm sorry to be blunt. I know that the Oilers, they have come back in these playoffs before. They've came back against the Panthers in this final. But I was like, no. There's no way that the Panthers are going to give up a 2-goal lead at home with a chance to clinch this Stanley Cup. And on the other side, you could just see it, You could see it in the Oilers players' faces, especially Stuart Skinner. They knew that it was over. Stuart, bro, okay, don't be too over dramatic about it. I feel like he was. This goal by Tkachuk, I bet Stuart was thinking that this was a quadruple overtime goal. No, you're only down 2-0, but it was clear. It was clear in this game, and it was clear in this series that Stuart Skinner, he is not the best at tracking the puck and capitalizing on deflections. And even in some moments, Stuart Skinner is his own worst enemy. Case in point right here, 17:31 of the second period. Verhaeghe takes a shot, and it seems like Stuart, he's gonna glove this puck down. But then what was that? Stuart, what was that? You let it bounce on your face, you're covering your face like this? This is Stuart was like being back in gym class, and it's dodgeball day, and he's just trying to avoid, making sure that his pretty face don't get hit. That's what this was! Stuart! If you don't want to play goalie, why don't you just say so? Why don't you just say so, dude? Honestly. Unbelievable. I mean, I guess Stuart's complexion is more important to him than actually winning this game. Because Reinhart, he takes that one also, and he scores. Panthers can taste that cup, and in the third period, they had themselves a full feast. Specifically, once again, Sam Reinhart. He gets 2 empty netters to seal it, 4 total goals for Sam Reinhart. Big props to him, and since I am a sports analyst, I do have to recap every single goal, so I guess we will mention Podkolson's goal at 15-18. I mean, you know what, good for him. He was about, 2 periods of 15 minutes late, but hey, you know what, at least the Oilers weren't shut out. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So once again, the Panthers, they win Game 6, 5-1, again clinching their second straight Stanley Cup. Big props to them and also to their fans. And hey, who's to say the Panthers can't go back again to the Cup final and do this all over again? They will have it'll be a very interesting offseason for the Florida Panthers. Of course, the two guys that I'm thinking of right now, Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett, we got to give him his flowers. What a playoff that he had. I know it was him and Brad for that Conn Smythe, but if you just look at just overall in these playoffs, Sam Bennett, he really did earn that Conn Smythe. And it looks like, he's not going anywhere. I saw this video where Sam Bennett, he was out partying with his team, and he pulls a line from The Wolf of Wall Street, and he's like, I'm not effing leaving. And then everyone's like, my goodness. And I don't blame those folks at all. Sam Bennett has been an absolute animal. Really, the whole loser in this are the Calgary Flames. Tkachuk was bad enough. Now it's Sam Bennett. It's like, come on, Flames. My gosh, that has got to be devastating. And for Brad Marchand, of course, anything can happen. It should be a pretty crazy offseason with possibly him on the move and Mitch Marner for sure. But for Brad Marchand, if I was on this Panthers team, why would I leave? I don't know why Oliver Ekman-Larsson chose to go to the Leafs. I don't know. Well, actually, yeah, it's for more money. Of course it is. It's all that stuff. But anyway, if I'm Bennett, if I'm Marchand, why would I leave? The Panthers have built a championship contending culture. And again, they could go back and do this all over again. Their team was so good at shutting down the big time star players in these playoffs, which that will lead me to my next point, and that is these Edmonton Oilers, and more specifically, Connor McDavid. I wanted to talk about this because Connor McDavid, and his whole team, but specifically Connor, because he's the big time star, he's been criticized a lot for not getting over that hump. He will go down, maybe, as the greatest player to never win a Stanley Cup. I mean, I put him right up there with Iginla, Thornton, and Matt Sundin. I mean, great all-time players. And Connor, I know that's a category that he does not want to join. I don't think that he will join it. But back to my point, Connor has been heavily criticized a lot for not stepping up in this Cup final, which I do see where those fans are coming from. I mean, Connor, he only had one goal this whole series. That doesn't look like a superstar. No, it does not. But I think what we got to remember is that this is what the Panthers did all playoffs long. I mean, where was Austin Matthews during that series? Where was Kucherov during that series? I don't think he scored a goal in 10 straight games. So I do think there should be some blame placed on these Oilers right here because they did not get the job done. But I think what we got to also remember is who they played. It's the Florida Panthers. But again, Oilers fans, y'all keep your heads held high, all right? I know that y'all will win a Stanley Cup. Just not before my Preds, baby. But fans, that is going to do it. Darn it, LA Knights! But fans, that's going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And honey salutes to all of you as always, and I hope that all of you have a fantastic day.